So,
Neat.
yeah.
This is a new setup for us.
This is a new setup. It feels weird. I'm absolutely going to play the Penguins because fuck the Penguins. That's why.
I bought an Elgato the other day.
You did? Off a small child?
Off a small child. There was a parent there, so nothing to get in trouble about.
No.
Nothing. Everything's fine.
No weird stuff.
No weird stuff.
No
yeah,
weird
it was
stuff.
weird. And I've had that happen because I've done a lot of sales on Craigslist for sexual favors. I mean video games.
For blowjobs?
For blowjobs. But I've had a lot of like Craigslist or OfferUp, Let Go. And every once in a while, there's like a 12-year-old kid, and it's just the weirdest thing.
It's like, how did you're allowed on these sites?
Yeah, I mean, I give them credit for being entrepreneurs.
No, go-getters all day.
But I'm expecting, an adult human. Hey, there's real people in this one.
Yeah, that is Eddie Olchuk and Doc Emmerich.
Yeah, those are names.
Yeah, Doc's the man. He's super old. And Eddie Olchuk is a fuckboy. I don't like him.
Oh, yeah, you can tell by his eyes.
His eyes just say...
He's got 2 of them.
He does. So we're just going to skip that. I'm going to get into playing, and Josh is going to talk to me about stuff, because I've played hockey for most of my life, actually. So I lost that face-off. Fuck you, Sydney. That's his name. It's also a girl name.
So why do they not just melt the ice so they can run?
They do. That's called basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a different sport.
Now, basketball, is that the tall people, or is that the very big people where they push each other out of the circles?
That is the tall people, Josh.
Okay.
You're confusing basketball and sumo wrestling.
They're very similar.
They're roughly the same sport.
I get very confused.
It's fine. You're not a sports. We know that.
I don't know. I don't know many sports.
I don't sports it.
So how much is this different than the like last year's iterations?
I've only played a little bit. I've only played a couple games, which is why I have not yet started a franchise, which is a game mode in this game. But from what I can tell, the AI in this season is much higher than it has been in the past, which is awesome and also terrible because it frustrates me to no end. I like to do what's called a controlled zone entry, which is what I'll do here with Travis Konecny. I don't like to dump the puck in the corner and like chase it.
Okay.
I like to have it on my stick and then be able to decide what's going to happen. And the AI is so much smarter this year that they typically will just poke check you upon entering the zone. So
poke check is
they'll throw the stick out at the puck,
okay.
And that it's called a poke check. So I won that, and Nolan Patrick is on the ice. 2nd overall pick, Nolan Patrick. I'm excited for him because my name is Patrick and his last name is Patrick. So I'm gonna buy his jersey so I can be Patrick.
Are you two related?
We are in name only.
So yeah,
roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why have I
In
not
my mind.
met him? Like whatever.
I haven't met him yet, so as soon as I meet him, you can meet him.
That seems fair to me.
It roughly is. So have you gone to a hockey game before? Have you ever experienced the realness that is a hockey game?
Yeah, I've been to a couple Lightning games, and then Orlando has the Solar Bears.
The Solar Bears, yes.
I've been to a few of those games.
Those are I've never been to a Solar Bears game, but they are, from what I understand, exciting.
They are fun.
And I understand the booze are relatively cheap for most sporting arenas.
I don't remember because last time I went was
you drank too much booze.
Because I drank way too much booze. Well, it was a company outing, so the CEO picked up the tab, which was delightful.
That's fantastic.
But
that's the kind of company I want to work for.
Yeah,
Craig.
just one. Craig, hint.
He does pick up the tab when we go out on team meetings.
Oh, then so. Craig, pat on the back.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Proud of you.
But I've gone to a few. They're fun, and they're always cold, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a series of sports in my life. I've tried everything just about one time, just to see. I ran track. I never did like the shot put or anything.
How well
like
did you do in running track?
I was actually quite quick.
Yeah.
I was. It's my body type is very odd. And people will see once we actually start recording video. And for those of you that are trivia people, you can attest. I have a very odd shape. I'm very broad-shouldered, but I also have chicken legs. But my legs are also extremely strong because of years of hockey and lacrosse and this and that. I was horrible at lacrosse, by the way, just to throw that out there in case some of my high school hockey or lacrosse teammates, listen to this. I am not pretending that I was good at lacrosse, but I was fast, which is why my senior year when I wasn't Valtteri Filppula.
Go.
My senior year, I wasn't going to make varsity or like steady varsity on lacrosse because I was so bad. I left and I just joined track. And for my first year of joining track, I ran first team hundreds and second team 200s. But by the end of the season, I was running faster 200s than some of the kids that were running 200s.
Really?
So I was pretty good. Yeah, Jordan Wheel doing it. He's short. So I was pretty quick. If I would have, I think if I would have taken it more seriously and done it at a younger age, I could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just fun. I enjoyed it. It was pretty laid back. There were some very pretty girls. So high school was it was good to me. It was good to me. And I'm kind of an abnormality, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
Because most hockey players do not know how to run. Like my brother Brian, for example, is a horrible runner. He does not know how to do that because it's a different motion.
Right.
Hockey, when you skate, you go out to the side, and running is obviously straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird. I definitely shouldn't have been good at running, but I was, and I attest that to the fact that I also played baseball and
yeah, you're
I
just an
tried
athletic
football.
person. It's not just it's not a specialty.
Yeah, I'm kind of athletic. I don't like to say that I'm athletic because I feel like most people are like, yeah, I'm athletic. I'm good at everything. I'm not. Like I can do some sports okay.
I think what like to be naturally athletic is just when you can pick things up, like pick physical movements up. That's what I would call an athlete.
I've always been competitive. I talked to my mom actually about this today. Love you, Mom. This is the first time we're not talking about anything I don't want you to hear. I've always been competitive as a child, and I even like referenced it today. I was like, yeah, I was born pretty early in the morning. I wanted to be the first baby.
What time?
I was like before 6 a.m. It was like 5 something. But my mom was in labor for like 14 hours or something like that. Like it was.
Yeah, I was 1:38 in the morning.
Oh, nice.
And I think around like 14 to 18 hours. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's considered early or just really late.
Or just being a dick.
I was great. I was the best child. I had all my limbs.
People were amazed. They were like, look at how functioning this child is.
He's so normal.
Oh, it's great.
Aggressively average.
But I was still before you because I was born a year ahead of you. So.
Yeah, but like 1991 was a stupid year.
Well, it was a stupid year if you were born in 1992, which you were because you're dumb.
Which makes it the best year.
Negative. Incorrect. So I'm going to try. That wasn't a slash. Thanks. I'm going to try and go see the Flyers, who are my team, which is why I'm playing as them. Hopefully whooping on some Penguin ass. I'm going to try and see them December 29th. They play against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And last year was the first year in a really long time I didn't go see a Flyers game, and I'm kind of upset about it. So they're in Tampa this year right after Christmas, so I'm going to try and do that. I'm actually going home in March to go see a game with my family. They're playing Columbus in Philly, and I'm really hoping to get to go see the Flyers a few times this year. Yes, Jordan Wheel 2 times. Woo! That was nice. I'm doing the dirty dangles.
How long had it been? So like hold on, my mind just broke. You said you saw a game like every year, and last year was the first one. How long had you been seeing games?
I mean, since I really moved here, I took my dad.
What, 8 years ago?
Yeah, no, longer than that. About 8 years. I took my dad to go see. Oh, there's gonna be a fight. I took my dad my last like week or so in Jersey. I took him to go see a Flyers Penguins game, ironically enough, and the Flyers lost that game 8-7. I want to say something like that. Okay. It was an aggressive scoring game. And ever since, I've always seen games in Tampa. I've seen games. I got actually on TV in Tampa because my significant other at the time and I were right behind the penalty box.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, that was one of the last games Chris Pronger ever played, and he was wearing a visor, and it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd never sit behind the penalty box again because it is a horrible place to be able to watch the game, but it's really cool to be able to see the players that close.
Right.
And you're like, oh, you're a mountain person. Got that. Understood.
It's like you're looking at him in a zoo.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much what it is.
Do they get mad if you tap on the glass?
They do sometimes.
Is there a sign that tells you not to do that?
There is not.
Then fuck that.
If you're not going to tell me I can't, then I'm gonna.
Yep.
Those are the rules of life.
Pretty much.
Oh, I fucked that up. That's going to be icing, maybe.
Yeah. Hockey was one of the one sport that I never tried. Because I played soccer, I played football, I did basketball for a little bit. It was weird. They made us stand in one spot. We couldn't move.
What?
Yeah, which I don't understand because I remember playing a game against another team where everyone just had to stand in their designated spots.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to intercept a pass? Or, I don't know. It was dumb.
Just don't stand next to the guy that's only standing in one spot. That's not...
No, none of us could move.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I didn't understand it at all. So, never went back to basketball, but I'm not tall enough for it anyway. So.
Ugh.
You're not supposed to do that.
This is too very quickly.
How did you do that?
It was all on purpose. It's going to make it a more dramatic victory.
Ah, yes, drama.
Drama. Something else we can talk about because not only did I play the sports in high school, I got it back. Ooh,
neat.
I was in 2 musicals, my junior and my senior year. I played Vittorio Vidal in Sweet Charity. And then I played the complete opposite end of the spectrum in Bye Bye Birdie. I was Hugo Peabody. So I went from an Italian sex symbol to the biggest nerd that ever nerded. Yep.
So you have a range.
Apparently I have range. And it's so funny that I played this giant nerd that year because that was the year I was, I think, the most in shape I had ever been in life. So I had
senior year?
Yeah, my senior year of high school. Well, maybe not in life, but I was definitely bigger that year than I had been previously.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, no, you're going to be this nerd. And I was like, I don't really look like a nerd. Like I am. I'm definitely, I absolutely 110%. Anyone that knows me personally knows I'm a huge freaking nerd. But, yeah, not, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, a little off on the typecasting.
Yeah, it was fun though. I really I'm upset that I didn't do more musicals in high school. Like I didn't do it my freshman and sophomore year because it was honestly some of the most fun I've ever had. Some of the greatest people I've ever met. And I'm gonna not focus for a second. And our director at the time, who has since passed, and it was a very tough time for me. He passed when I was in college. Paul Mathis was just one of the greatest human beings I've ever come into contact with. He was so smart and funny and just a kind soul. And I really can't say enough about that man. He was phenomenal and definitely imprinted himself on people's lives. He was amazing. He was amazing, and I love him to death still to this day, and I really can't say enough about him. But you also did things, yes?
Yeah, I did theater too. I found it my freshman year, at the end of my freshman year, and that's not how I met Mike, but it's how Mike and I became a lot closer.
That's cool. He played a gay guy, right? He did that one time?
Yeah. The last play we did at the end of our senior year was called Awesome 80s Prom. And it was an interactive show. So we converted the cafeteria to like a shitty, what's that painting? Starry Night. It was a Starry Night prom.
Oh,
and
nice.
His character was Dickie, I think his name was. And it was cool. Yeah, he played a very, very flamboyant gay man, but he was loved by the school.
All right. That's good for an 80s prom.
Yeah. And then I was DJ Johnny Hughes.
Oh.
Who was a... And it was 2 years after I had graduated, and I came back to DJ the prom because I was cool.
Because you're a cool guy.
Because I'm a cool guy.
Did you also sell everyone the drugs?
No, that was Bender's job.
Oh.
Or Fender.
Fender.
Yeah, Fender.
Obviously a badass name.
A legally different enough name from a different 80s movie.
Oh, yes. I wonder which one.
What was Short Round? Was that the 80s
Yes,
or was that 70s?
No, I think it might have been late 70s.
I want to say 82.
Ooh, great save. I feel like we should have a young Jamie. That's a Joe Rogan reference.
Yeah, Jamie, can you pull that up?
Jamie, pull that up. He doesn't.
All right, well, he's fired.
Fired.
Well, we got to find a new one.
We got to find a new one. We need Short Jordan. That's what we'll call. Short Jordan. Short Jordan. We're gonna need you to. She's also not here.
She's at work, so
never mind.
But it was fun. I really liked doing theater. I like doing short skits more, which is why I wanted to pull it into this.
Yeah,
the whole junk drawer thing.
Haha, Twins.
But Twinsies.
That's a movie from the 80s.
Oh yeah,
a bad one.
Yeah, how did they make words? You know what I'm trying to say.
Who came up with that idea is what you're trying to say. Who was like, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, lovers, dads, pregnant.
I get it.
And they were like, yes, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, like I get that Danny DeVito was a hot commodity back then, and he still is, in the sense that we like him in It's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny and nothing else.
That's it.
I'm always, and it's so funny because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Big Fish, and it always surprises me when I see him in it. I'm like, oh shit, he's the circus, the ringleader.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It's one of my favorites. I watch it anytime I'm sad. So people that know me personally know that I've watched it so many times recently.
Does it just make you more sad?
It makes me more sad, and it also doesn't. Like it's just such a good story, and I don't know. I feel like for me, as someone who has been sad recently, I feel like you need to kind of get to rock bottom if you want to come up. And that's just kind of how I
cathartic.
do. Yeah, and I love. It's a great story, and it's just I love it. If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic Tim Burton movie, and it's not even that stylized.
Yeah, it's really not. I feel like at some degree, you know what state dependent memory is? You heard of that?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so it's when you're in a certain mindset, you remember things. So like if you're sad, you'll remember sad memories.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you, like, if you're sad, it's easier to spiral. If you're happy, you remember happy things and whatever. I feel like watching movies, like the same movie when you're sad, kind of reminds you of when you were sad last, and you got through that.
And you got,
So it's kind of like
it's like we can do this. We
on
can get
top
through
of the
it.
cathartic and the hitting, rock bottom.
Thing. Yeah. Now that's you could very well be onto something with that.
This is pure armchair psychology.
Yes,
I have no idea.
I don't really know anything. I'm not professional.
But it feels.
But
right.
it feels good.
Feeling is more important than facts.
You want to know the weirdest thing about it is when I watch Big Fish, the first movie I put on right afterwards is Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I don't know why I watched that one either. But I'm like, Ewan McGregor. I need a Ewan McGregor overload.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's just him.
He's got that smile, man. He's got that smile that lights up the screen.
Best part of the prequels.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, don't even get me started. If he could be Obi-Wan Kenobi in a standalone, I will go see it 11 times.
Didn't they talk about doing a standalone series of him?
They've actually talked about it very recently, and they have not confirmed that it will be him, but if it's not him, I'm going to fucking riot.
Yeah, I won't. I'll probably still see it.
I'll definitely still see it, but it needs to be Ewan. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, I wonder would he want to do it?
He's gone on record and said that he would be Kenobi. He's like, I'm not going to openly say anything about it because as soon as I do, like, people will be like, oh my God, Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, it's happening.
Right.
He's like, but if the studio was like, hey, do you want to do this? He'd be like, yeah, no, totally. I'm down. Because he liked the character. I'm sure it was amazing working with, Jar Jar Binks and Hayden Christensen.
A legend.
Who wouldn't? Jar
Jar Binks, the legend.
Jar Jar Binks, the legend. Those words have never been said in that order.
Oh, they're going to get said all the time.
Yeah, it's I love Ewan McGregor. I feel like he's an underrated actor, and he's got a lot of range that he doesn't get credit for, personally. But that's someone who watches Big Fish and Moulin Rouge probably more than any straight man should.
Right, but you also know that both those movies would be better with Jar Jar Binks, the legend.
The man, the myth, the thing, Jar Jar Binks. Ooh, that was a filthy goal. Too bad they're still going to fucking lose.
Yeah, take that, other team.
The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
They're like Philly's #1 rival. So
yeah, I imagine they're so close.
Any chance I get to be able to beat up on the Penguins, I'll take it. And I played this on Pro, which is not bad for me not having played this in a long time and it being a better AI system.
What are the tiers?
All-Star, I think, is the next one, and then it's like custom. It's like make your own tier, and I'm not good at that. So there's one level up, and I actually increased the game speed on this too because when it gets closer to the actual speed, it's not fast enough for my brain. It's not as fun for me, so I definitely increased it a little bit.
Oh, when it slows down?
Yeah, when it's a little slower, it's not as enjoyable for me. I like it when they're flying around the ice because honestly, if you go to a game and you see it, like that's how the game looks.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it feels like.
I got to go 2 years ago to the opening game when Tampa Bay rose their Eastern Conference Champions banner because they played the Flyers. And I got to watch the first ever 3-on-3 NHL overtime. They do 3 players against 3 players for 5 minutes, and they rotate lines.
Was that a new rule?
Yeah, it was a brand new rule change.
Okay.
I got to watch the first ever like regular season, like official one in history, and it was insane. It was crazy how
so good
fast.
Rule.
There's so much. Yeah, there's so much ice. There's so much just nonsense. It's amazing. I love it. It's great. If you haven't gotten into hockey, I would recommend it. It's not something it's not for everybody because I understand it's a fast-paced game. It's tough to follow, but definitely check it out.
Yeah. So cool. That was fun. That was I liked watching that.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And
hopefully we'll do a few more of these. We'll play it by ear, but
more hockey. Maybe we'll give you the controller one time.
Ooh, I'd be so bad.
Great.
We'll switch to Rocket League for that.
That sounds good because I'm bad at that one.
Yeah, that's fair.